Hello guys, Invictus Prime versus Art of War. Art of War is an EWA member, CWL Premier Clan. We've set up a few wars with Premier Clans. We're going into the Rising, as far as we know, the Rising League. So we're trying our luck in the league above us. They've got Twitter, they've got YouTube. Check them out. You know who we are. Stats for the war: 34 to 27 on 3 stars. They did get a few of our 10s. They left one. There was a point, I think neither side did overly well on Town Hall 9s. They needed a few dips. We just didn't get too many scouts. We had a few, but not as many as we would like. I will run some 10s. Let's run the 10s. We'll start with number 8. This is XY. XY. Doing quite well. 10v10 at the moment. Some good bases by Art of War. Their 11s were hard as fuck. We did struggle. A few of our lads who, and a lady, who normally are very much beastly at 10v11, had some trouble. And their comments were that the bases were quite hard. So I won't show any of those. XY walking into that first inferno. Gonna use the king to make sure the queen doesn't go too far to the west. She's gonna pick up the enemy queen and pull the CC. Needs that rage spell and needs that queen to go down quite quickly. Bloon shouldn't be an issue. The Wizzy Tower and Expo not gonna hurt her too much under rage. The king, meanwhile, is just tanking shit up top. Once this hound is dealt with, the air portion can start. It's only got one Inferno, one air defense. Gonna head sort of into that sweeper and need a haste spell. First hound pops quite quickly. I think the key to this raid is that the queen keeps doing work, and this counterclockwise loon push has a lovely little path with that dead spot just above the CC. That last hound popped and nothing survived. I think the Wizzy killed all the pups instantly. The poison on those last few skellies. Air skellies are a right fucker. His queen does survive the enemy king, and as much as I want to say we're on cleanup, there are a few defenses left. Queen's gonna push through these. So Art of War, thanks very much for a fantastic short notice. This one wasn't that short a notice. I'm talking out of my ass, as usual. Which leads into crazy ass. Loons were the story of the war. I'm gonna do a Town Hall 9 part because I don't show enough Town Hall 9s anymore. And there are a few hog attacks in there. So this is the non-Queen Walk version. Someone said there are 2 types of people in Clash. There are suicide heroes or Queen Walkers. It probably applies to 2 types of Laloon people. This is very much the suicide version. Queen gonna have a hard time getting through this witch and that baby dragon, and she does go down. The minion's gonna follow. That witch, though survived, isn't gonna do too much damage to these loons. the Skelly spell down on the enemy queen, just as those loons go mental. This raid was sketchy. All his hounds are still sort of up. Loses a couple, loses one there to the big bomb. Second one pops. He's still got the minions from the CC working on his loons. But we finally get some pups around. And his archer on that little builder's hut in the corner pulled all those skellies. And the witch must be dead. Shit's everywhere on this. But with a minute left, we can fast forward and safely say that it will get cleaned up. So yeah, not loads of content coming at the moment. We're getting good wars. We're doing arranged wars every week. But where I used to have a few clans to pull from. And the CWL got a little more content out of. Speaking of which, apparently Jake's back and grabbing his piece of the pie, which I find interesting after his lengthy, his year-long whinge followed by him quitting. And now he wants back and into the CWL scene. Not surprising. One Hive did very well in the final. Very respectable, to be fair. It's just a shame. I don't know. Stay retired. People do want to see him. I can't stand the whinging. So hopefully if he comes back and he stays positive and only says nice, happy things about the game and doesn't just carry on about what he wants changed, it might be interesting. There goes a few more subs. I've always been quite open about my thoughts on the cigar smoking man. We haven't seen the schedule yet. I think we had to submit rosters yesterday for the Rising League. It should be a fantastic season. There's a few clans already come out of the invite. I think the Premier has lost a few. Lots of turmoil and happenings before the season even starts. It does make it tough. Submitting a roster and you don't know all that much about the season ahead and you've got to try and hang on to players. Clash has always been a fairly fickle game. People come and go. People don't always have time. Suddenly school crops up or they get a new job. Anyway, it'll be more exciting once the season starts and people settle in and the stats kick in. People love stats. Hopefully we don't lose our first 5. We are newcomers. I should have ran game sound with this. I'm just waffling absolute tripe. Van taking a bit of a beating from CH. This was sort of a plan that was thrown around. Someone sketched an entry. This is pretty much the entry just done on the other side of the base. But this push is sick. So everything up top sort of taken care of. King is going to come in here with the CC and take no fire from anything. Wallbreaker is going to get through that wall. And the king and the bowlers go in sort of unscathed to this point. You're going to see a fantastic jump spell. And the rest of the spells are realistically not going to help this kill squad, but the value is just sick. So he's got nipple formation expose, nipple formation Inferno towers. And this king and bowler set just push through 50% of the base. Sets up for a perfect sort of counterclockwise loon into all the air defenses, but there's just not enough left. And with the kill squad having pushed through near on 60% of the base, bowler is taking out that last air defense up top. Wrecked. That was possibly the sexiest hit of the war. Bull, show a few more. You can decide. I'll show one more 10. Wahaj? I can never say this guy's name. He's an absolute beast. He is my FC man. This guy gets to wreck all my bases and make me feel bad about my build skills. He often wrecks them. He's going in on one of the lighter 10s. Does have max infernos. It's the Wizzy towers that really... Wizzy towers and cannons. And the archer towers. One of the lighter 10s in the war. The queen walk, gonna rage up, head into the enemy queen. Wall breaker through the rage. Love it. First one fails, the next two are gonna get through. That's gonna push the queen across the whole southern face of the base down towards 6 o'clock. All this funneling going on around the corners. It's just free percentage, really. Queen ability needed. She is now going to push on through. King's just keeping her in the base. She's taking a ton of fire from those expos. This Tesla form, I'm pretty sure on the first hit, absolutely annihilated. So King does go down, gets what he needed to get done. There's 3 air defenses left and 2 Inferno towers. He does have a ton of loons and a few hounds. Haste into that first Inferno. The pathing looks pretty solid. The sweeper is an issue, but that drops quite quickly. Once this next air defense gets converged upon, that haste pushes like 15 loons straight into the Inferno. Not enough left to stop this. He's got an unpopped pup spawning thing, an unpopped hound. And we are on cleanup. Can't remember who set this one up. Thank you very much, Art of War. I'll see you guys in the Town Hall 9 part if you are interested. Take care.